What is going on, everybody? Shri Kanase here, and welcome back to the best Shopify YouTube channel out there. In this video, we're going to be talking about crafting 7-figure Facebook ad copies. I'm going to be taking you step by step right from the beginning of constructing the ad copy to publishing it in the end. So stick till the end. But as many of you have been noticing, there's been a lot of fluctuations with Facebook ads recently. And the fluctuations are just gonna get worse because more and more people are just gonna go on Facebook ads and start using the platform. So because of this, we have to find ways, and these ways don't have to be big, but they have to be something different than the rest of the people and what they're doing. And one great and easy way to make a difference with your ad copies and continue to earn money profitably with Facebook ads is by crafting proper ad copies for your ads. But without wasting any more time, let's just jump right into this. So crafting these 7-figure ad copies, and this is your guide to high converting ad copies. The first thing that I want to talk about is, why do you even want to focus on the ad copy itself? Why not focus on the targeting or using Instagram influencers to get data or anything else besides the ad copy itself? Well, there's a few reasons why. On this slide, I have a few screenshots. The first screenshot at the top shows you a specific metric Facebook ads recently rolled out. And this can be seen at the ad level, not the ad set level. But what Facebook has begun to do is actually monitor the ad copy itself and provide results based on the ad copy. There are 3 separate metrics Facebook looks at when determining whether the ad copy is good or not. And these 3 metrics can literally make or break your ad, so it is really important to pay attention to them. The first one is quality ranking. What exactly is quality ranking? If you look at the image in the middle, in the bottom, it says quality ranking is basically a ranking of your ad's perceived quality. This metric is measured using feedback on your ads and the post-click experience, meaning what happens after a customer clicks on the link on your ad copy. Does the customer immediately go to your website and then exit out, or does the customer continue browsing for a few minutes and eventually ends up purchasing? Your ad is basically ranked against ads that compete for that same specific audience. And if you don't have a good quality ranking, of course you're gonna rank less and less because you're competing with these other ads, and some of these other ads may be ranking higher than you. So what Facebook does is Facebook shows that ad more to that specific audience, and your ad gets shown less and less. And this just means your cost increases for no reason. So again, at the bottom it says this only applies to the ad level, not the ad set level, meaning you need to have a good ad copy to battle this. The second metric is engagement rate ranking. And the third image on the bottom says a ranking of your ad's expected engagement rate. And this engagement includes all the clicks, likes, comments, and shares that happen on this ad copy. Again, your ad competes with the other ads competing for that same audience, and whoever has a higher engagement rate wins the auction. So in simple words, what this is saying is, if people are not engaging with your ad, then you're gonna rank less. Final metric that Facebook really takes into consideration is the conversion rate ranking. And it is a ranking of your ad's expected conversion rate. Again, your ad is gonna be competing with these other ad copies from other people. So this one is basically how many people are actually converting from going through this ad copy. So as you can see, these 3 newly imposed metrics really can make or break your ad copy, your ad set, and whether you find any success or not. Because if you rank low in any of these, Facebook is immediately gonna penalize you by lowering your reach. So I mean, in the end, you're just paying extra money for barely any to no conversions at all, and I don't think you want that. So you may be thinking, okay, that's great, more rules to bring us down. Now what do we do, Shri? Well, this is where you start to create those ad copies that are really shining and stand out of the crowd. And this does mean that you need to put in more work into making the ad copy itself now, just because of the more metrics Facebook looks at when judging whether your ad copy is a winning ad copy or not. And there are a few elements of a good ad copy, and we're going to be going through all 4 of them. But the first one is emotional triggers. This is one thing that your ad copy is required to have if you want to stand out of the crowd, because most of the ad copies I've personally been seeing lack emotional triggers. They are very plain and bland, and they're the kind of ad copies that I would fall asleep reading. So you want to stay away from those and start off by involving emotional triggers. Now, what do I mean by emotional triggers? There are several ways to implement emotional triggers. The first one is feelings. I've said this many times before. You have to include feelings in your ad copies, otherwise it's not gonna sell. Don't be boring and just state the specifications of the product you're selling or what dimensions it is, because nobody likes to read about that. They like to read about how that product can make them feel. And a good way to introduce a lot of feelings, emotions, etc. is by referring to events or occasions, or referencing to loved ones, family, friend, or the time on earth, meaning adding scarcity, how much time we have left on earth. Everybody has a limited time on earth, and that is something people are willing to spend as much money as possible to make the best out of. So if you can somehow relate your product directly to how much time a person has left of their life, especially if you're targeting an older audience, this can really impact your ad itself and get more and more people to engage with your audience, and also have more people convert in the end. But all of these things are useless unless you ask yourself one important question, and that is, what is the customer or the buyer's end goal with the product? What do they want to achieve in the end? Are they going to buy the product to give happiness to one of their family members or friends or loved one? Or are they going to buy the product to bring a positive change in their own life and make their life easier? So this is one key question you have to ask, which can literally guide you through the emotional triggers process and help you implement the correct triggers. Because if you implement the wrong trigger for a winning product, that product is not going to sell. And if you implement the right triggers for not a winning product, that product isn't going to sell. So these two things need to match, and the audience needs to match with the emotional triggers as well. But that is one of the key elements of a good ad copy. The second one is that you need to forget the features. Just put them inside your pocket or throw them in the trash can outside and start identifying with the benefits. Again, this goes back to the feelings. How can this product make the customer feel? And how can it benefit their life? Nobody cares about the dimensions of the product or how safely it can fit in a storage space, unless that product does solve a problem of reducing the storage space in general. Otherwise, you want to identify the key benefits. Think about how it can make the life easier of that individual, how it can give pleasure, satisfaction, or happiness to the person right now in this moment, or long term. And whether it is short term or long term happiness, satisfaction, or pleasure, you want to make sure to include that into your ad copy. And the third and most important thing is savings. People love saving money. I've not met one person who likes to spend extra just for the sake of it. So if you can include some type of savings in your ad copy and how they can save buying your product, you're on a really good path. And in a few slides, I'm going to give you a step-by-step process. But continuing on with the elements of a good ad copy, I follow one specific short word, and that is FLO. It is easy to remember, and it stands for feeling left out. It is sort of a question, but that question basically makes the person reading your ad copy kind of feel as if they're feeling left out. And what do I mean by this exactly? One way to introduce FLO into your ad copy is to refer to all of the happy customers that are currently using your product and have experienced a change in their life. When you say something like join thousands of happy customers all over the world, or something like change your life like these 10,000 other customers did with our product, these kinds of sentences really make the person reading the ad copy itself feel as if they're left out from these happy people. Inside their mind, they start to think, okay, if all of these people are happy, what's stopping me from joining them? I want to be happy like them too, and I have a problem which this product can solve. So, why not just buy that? And that is exactly the mindset you want to get the customer into, because that is when they pull out their credit card. Implementing FLO basically gives the sense to the person reading the ad copy that they're missing something. They're missing something that could be added to their life and make their life easier and more fun. And this kind of lets them know that losing this something kind of is not desirable. So in the end, their buying intention increases by 10 times. So whenever crafting an ad copy, introduce FLO, or feeling left out emotions, and you will really stand out from the rest of the crowd. But this is followed by a strong CTA, or call to action. One question you want to ask yourself when creating the call to action is, why should they take action, and why should they take it right now? Not in 10 minutes, not in 10 hours, not in 10 years, right now. And to introduce the call to action feature, you want to say words like grab yours now, get yours now, purchase yours now. I do not like to use the word buy yours now or buy, simply because I feel that that is too imposing on the customer and they may be too intimidated. So you want to kind of take a step back and make them persuaded through these less impactful words, but they still do the job. But these are the 4 main elements of a good ad copy. You cannot find good success leaving one of these elements out, so you want to try to implement all 4 of these. But Once you have implemented all 4 of them, it is time to decide whether you want to introduce an image ad or a video ad for your product. Again, I know a lot of people say video ad, video ad, video ad, but I think that is really not a good choice to make. And let me tell you why. My first winning product that I ever had in Shopify, I launched video ads for, and they did not work. I was literally a step away from just abandoning that product, but something inside my head told me to try an image ad for it. And you know what that did? That made me into the success story that I am today, because I simply used an image ad over a video ad. So don't listen to all these people yelling and screaming at you to use video ad and making you think you're weird for using image ads, because that is not true. And one simple question to ask yourself, which will help you decide whether you need a video ad or not, is does the product require an extensive explanation, or is it an impulse buy? If it is less than $50, I consider it an impulse buy, and I usually just have image ads for the product unless it needs some kind of demonstration. If it's above $50, I still have an image ad, but I split test it with a video ad. And one cool way to split test that I'm finding right now is launching a post engagement ad set or campaign 1 to 2 days prior to launching the website conversion campaign, and testing 3 to 5 different ad copies within that post engagement campaign. You can have 2 to 3 ad sets running with 3 to 5 ad copies each at $5 a day, and just monitor them for a day or two and see which ad copy Facebook spends the most budget on, because that is what Facebook determines to be the winning ad copy. And once you do find that stat out, you want to include that inside the website conversion campaign. But once you have made this decision of video or image ad, let's begin with writing the actual ad copy, and there are 4 steps to this process. The first step is determining the audience age range. And if you're not exactly sure exactly what age your audience is in, it is completely fine. You can just estimate it. This is not to narrow down the targeting, but rather to include in the specific ad copy that you're creating. And the main thing we use age range for is to determine whether we want to use emojis or not. Usually what I've been finding success with is using a lot of emojis, but not overdoing it for a younger audience compared to the older audience, which do not react that well to emojis. So if your product is somewhat related to the younger audience, use some emojis, but don't overdo it. And if it's for an older audience, don't use as many emojis, maybe 1 or 2 max. But once you have determined that, go on to step 2, and this is the actual ad creation. And by ad creation, I mean the ad copy creation, not the video or image ad. I have videos on that. If you need help determining how to choose the video or image ad, just click the link below to my channel and click that subscribe button in the process. But for the ad copy itself, the first sentence needs to be the main benefit that the customer will face using the product. And I have 2 examples here which I quickly wrote. The first one, let's just read that really quickly. I began the ad copy text with an emoji. That's why I've written emoji in parentheses, but emoji, and then in this sentence, I'm pretending to be selling a fan since summer is coming up. So mini fan in quotes, and then I add a little dash and I say, made to provide utmost comfort and coolness in the hot summer months. So notice the key words that I have used: utmost comfort, coolness, and hot. These are very emotionally charged words because they introduce some kind of feeling into the customer. When I use the word hot, some people immediately start to feel stickiness all around their body or a sense of disturbance. And that is the main reason why I'm including these words. And this is part of the 4 elements which I mentioned earlier in the video. Using these emotionally charged words really helps connect the customer with your ad copy itself. Another example is an example of a face massager. So I start off the ad copy with face massager and then emoji, and then I say helping women all over the world stay beautiful and young. So again, I introduce the FLO element, which is women all over the world. So whatever woman is reading this ad copy is gonna feel left out now, because these women all over the world are staying beautiful and young in the process of using our face massager. So as you can see, I'm implementing these different elements of the 4-step strategy into the ad copy and right in the first sentence, because the first sentence is the most important. But moving on to the second part of step 2, which is including a strong offer. And this offer comes right after the first sentence, but it should be something like this. So I start off with an emoji again, and since Father's Day is coming up when I'm recording this video, I could say something like Mega Father's Day sale, up to 59% off. So as you can see, I'm introducing a special event and occasion, which is Father's Day, and I'm introducing an offer, which is 59% off. A second sentence example is 63% off plus free shipping today only. So scarcity plus a great offer. Having this as your second sentence really makes the person reading that ad copy want to continue reading and find out more about exactly how they can claim this offer and have this benefit this product offers. And the third and final part of the ad copy itself is having the call to action button. You can have the third part as the scarcity factor and have the fourth part as the call to action, but if you want to include the call to action in the third part, you simply write grab yours now and then the arrow and the link, or purchase yours now followed by the link. But I like to include the call to action twice just to make it stand out and be bold for the customer to read and click on. And this is followed by step number 3, which is monitoring the results. Just because you created this ad copy does not mean you just leave it running forever and it's going to start making you sales and you don't do anything about it. You have to constantly be measuring the metrics, trying to figure out where it can be improved, why it's not working, if it's not working, etc. Because everything that gets measured can get improved. And one easy metric that I always look at is if the ad copy itself does not have a link click by $1.50 spent, I will cut off that ad copy, period. It is not a good ad copy. Usually this metric works for products all the way up to $100, and after $100 I like to stay up to $2 spent. This is the general 3-step process. And step number 4, which I've not really included here, but that is simply redoing the process over and over again. You want to continue adding more ad copies every single week, every single few days if you can, because something that worked yesterday may not work today. So always be fresh with your ad copies. Try to find the newest thing that works, and that's going to really help you get those sales. But this was the general process in crafting these 7-figure ad copies. I've been using the same exact strategy for years, and I've found success with it constantly, and I've repeated that success through several different stores. So this is not something that just works one time and doesn't work after, because I've tested this multiple times. But if you found any type of value in this video, don't forget to smash that like button down below and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time.